Hi, I'm Chris Wharton. I haven't had power in 5 days, and this is NerdeeNews. Oh! First of all, I want to thank everybody for being so patient. I know I haven't had very many episodes out recently, but if you live anywhere in Pennsylvania, you know there was a freak snowstorm, and, well, I was snowed in without power for 5 days. Do you know what it's like being me and not having power or internet for 5 days? It's awful, okay? It's awful. I seriously think that Mother Nature just needs to take a Prozac and calm down. I will now be continuing with regular episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Whoopee! Unfortunately, tonight, I'd start off on a bad note. A couple weeks ago, the 27th of October, a video came to my attention outlining a certain bill that was passed in the Senate and is being rushed through the House of Representatives. Some of you a while ago may have heard of Bill 7.978. This bill was cracking down on copyrighted material on the internet. The problem with this bill was that it was too general and really cracked down and made posting copyrighted material on YouTube or any kind of site at all a federal crime. There's actually now a worse bill that was passed through the Senate and is now trying to be rushed through the House of Representatives called Eparasite. The problem with this bill is it contains some aspects of S978, and a lot of it is even worse than S978. For example, say I upload a YouTube video that has copyrighted music on it. Under S978, there was a 10-strike limit. So if I were to get 10 views on that video, then it would be considered a federal crime. But under the Eparasite bill, if you get 1 view on your video, you can be considered as a felon and be charged with a federal crime. Another problem is that YouTube is legally liable for any kind of content that's put up on their site. And as all of you know, YouTube's staff cannot possibly police every single video that is posted up on YouTube. So this doesn't just mean if you post copyrighted music or copyrighted videos or copyrighted films. This means if you were to say, film your friend doing karaoke, that could be a federal crime. Now, I'm not even scratching the surface here, but if you want to see a real analysis of this bill, head over to DPSGaming. I'll put a link in the description. And where Darkside Phil talks about this bill and what it can mean for YouTube, and not only for YouTube, but for all of the internet. So check it out, link in the description. Head on over to DPSGaming and help us stop this insane craziness. So apparently NASA is looking at using tractor beams in space. I'll give you a minute to let that sink in. We're caught in a tractor beam and they're pulling us in! This week, NASA said that it awarded $100,000 of money to its researchers in Goddard Space and Flight Center. Anybody else just realize where Goddard's name came from in Jimmy Neutron? There they'll study tractor beam technology, which can remotely capture planetary and atmospheric particles, which can be then brought to a rover or an orbiting station for some analysis. Mom, call NASA! I want a tractor beam! We've got Siri, we've got tractor beams. What else? Are we gonna start having lightsabers? Okay, I can't even joke about that. I really want one now. I felt a great disturbance in the force, as if a million voices suddenly cried out in terror and was suddenly silenced. I feel something terrible has happened. That's what FDR said when Dick Cheney was born. But to be serious for a moment, if we're starting to pull off tractor beams, just imagine what we can do in like the next couple of years, 5, 10 years. Next thing we're going to be talking about is a site called NaNoWriMo. NaNoWriMo is a website dedicated to helping authors push through their writer's block and write a novel in a month. And they help you out by tracking your novel for you, showing you what kind of goals you should be setting, and getting pep talks from other writers. Being a writer myself, I understand how difficult it can be to keep with your novel and how many stories I've abandoned. All alone. Out in the cold. Man, I'm such a terrible, terrible novelist. I love this website. I love what it's trying to do. I love its message that it's sending out. I love how it's trying to help young writers reach their dreams and really knock it out of the park. Did I just say knock it out of the park? To all you guys out there doing NaNoWriMo, stick with it, and I hope you succeed in your goals. Today in physics, we were telling awesome, amazing, nerdy jokes. So I decided, hey, why not make a segment out of it? So what would a hipster molten planet say to its best buddy? I don't know what. I was Earth before it was cool. A photon checks into a hotel and is asked if he needs any help with his luggage. The photon responds, "No, I'm traveling light." The bartender says, "We don't serve tachyons here." A tachyon walks into a bar. 2 drums and a cymbal fell off a table. Ba-dum. 531-8008. Think about it. Your mama's so fat, things look closer to her due to gravitational lensing. An infinite number of mathematicians walk into a bar. The first goes up to the bartender and says, "I'll have a pint of lager, please." Each one after that says, "I'll have half of what he's having." The bartender says, "You're all idiots," and pulls 2 pints. 2 chemists walk into a bar. The first one says, "I'll have H2O. The second one says, "I'll have H2O too." Then he dies. A mathematician, a physicist, and an engineer are all asked to prove or disprove by example whether or not all odd numbers are prime numbers. The mathematician goes, 1 is prime, 3 is prime, 5 is prime, 7 is prime, 9 isn't prime. Disproved. The physicist goes, 1 is prime, 3 is prime, 5 is prime, 7 is prime, 9 isn't prime, 11 is prime, 13 is prime, 15 isn't prime, 17 is prime, 19 is prime. I only have to throw out 2 data points out of 10. Proven. The engineer goes, 1 is prime, 3 is prime, 5 is prime, 7 is prime, 9 is prime, 11 is prime. Okay, I'm done with the joke now. Let's do something else. I'm sure by now plenty of you have realized that Rockstar has released an official trailer for Grand Theft Auto 5. I mean, that's all we have is the trailer. I mean, not much about the story is known, not who the guy is, but looks like it'll be a fun ride. Alright, that's all I have for you guys. As always, subscribe. Boom. Noobs don't know. That's my channel with all my filmmaking videos. Subscribe there. Subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed my nerdosity. If you want me to do more nerdy joke episodes, post in the comments below. Get me some jokes. Because I can't do this all the time, man. Sometimes my funny meter runs low. So I need some ideas. So post in the comments. And like this video. As always, have a good day, a good evening, and a good life. This is Chris Wharton, signing off.